Hey guys, welcome back for another video. So if you saw my video from last week, we learned how to make elderberry syrup, which is high in antioxidants, great immune boosting properties, and just overall really great health benefits. So this week we're going to be doing a recipe using that elderberry syrup, and we're going to be making some immune boosting elderberry gummy bears for the kids. Take your 1 cup of elderberry syrup, put it in your pot, and turn it on medium heat. Once that starts to warm and you can feel the temperature change in the liquid, you can go ahead and actually turn this off. You don't want it to come to a rolling boil. It's going to take that much longer for them to set up. Because it's only 1 cup of liquid, it usually heats up pretty quickly. So there's a couple variations that you can do for this recipe. So you can just use your elderberry syrup that you made last week and add your gelatin in and put it in your molds, and that's totally fine. For me personally, I like to add the gelatin, a few drops of my Young Living Thieves, because this really has a lot of health benefits to it as well, and 1/8 of a cup of honey just to make them a little extra sweet. So again, I'll have both variations written over on the blog, so you can decide which ones you want to make. So now that your elderberry syrup is simmering, you can either add your essential oils if you're going to use some. If not, that's fine too. Then you're going to take a 1/4 cup of beef gelatin. Now this is grass-fed, organic, unflavored beef gelatin. If you're vegan, you can also use a vegan gelatin, and that will work just as well. So you're going to slowly add that to your pan and just continue to stir. So after your mixture started to thicken up a little bit, at this point you could add your 1/8 of a cup of raw honey. You'll want to stir that up until your honey is completely dissolved if you're adding honey. So now that all the liquid is blended together, it's time to add the liquid into our gummy bear molds. So these particular molds I purchased on Amazon. They came in a set of 2, and they also came with this dropper. Now you don't need a dropper to fill your gummy bear molds, but I did find that it made the process a lot faster, a lot cleaner, and a lot easier. If you don't have one of these, you can use an old medicine dropper from a kid's prescription or a kid's medication that you purchased over the counter. Droppers are just really handy to get these molds filled. So if the molds you have at home you find you're having issues getting your gummy bears out of, you can take a ghee cooking spray or a coconut spray and you can spray in the molds, and that should make it a lot easier to pop them out. These particular ones, I've never had issues getting them out. They always come out really clean. So now you're just gonna take your liquid and you're gonna start filling up your mold. So another good thing to do if you're intending on putting these directly into the refrigerator is to do this on top of a cookie sheet. You don't want to have this really warm liquid in your gummy bear mold and trying to pick this up to put it in your fridge. That could also get really messy, so putting it on a cookie sheet will help. Luckily these set up really quickly, so just having them out on your counter for about 5 to 10 minutes after you put all the liquid in your mold will help set it up before you put it in your fridge. So once you remove your mold from the refrigerator, this one has been sitting for about 30 minutes. It's time to pop out the gummy bears. I like to store mine in mason jars with lids and just keep them in the refrigerator, and then in the mornings my kids usually remind me to get out their elderberry gummies. So I have elderberry gummies here, and then I've also made a batch of Ningxia gummy bears, and my kids love them both. So these pop out super easy. So again, check the description box down below. I will have a list of all the things that I used here today and where you can find them, as well as substitutions for the beef gelatin. If you want a recipe card, you can head over to the blog and print that out. I will also have a couple different variations for this recipe over there that you can have as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.